All right, technical difficulties to start off, but we're good now, baby.
Yeah, I know. It was weird. Like, even mine wasn't working. I had to get it to work. Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about today. The passing of the great Jerry West, the logo.
Yeah.
Man.
Joey Chestnut not going to be in the hot dog eating contest.
Because he went with the competitor.
Yeah. What a dumbass.
It's like, why would you give all that up, dude? For somebody, some lesser brand.
For a vegan brand.
What an idiot. Guy's a dumbass. The great Joey Chestnut, the GOAT.
He is the GOAT. Was he the GOAT or was it Kobayashi?
Kobayashi could put it down too.
Yeah, man.
Hey, what's up, Sam Salinas? What's up, Noah Perez? Jesse A? What's up, man? Hey, man, I want to give a shout out to Mike Taylor, man.
Why is that?
He went ahead and helped me out, dude. He heard that, I needed a roofer. So he sent me his roofer from Thunderdome.
Nice.
Yeah, so the brother came out here and checked out my roof and everything, dude. Good people, man.
NBA draft party at the Rocket Lock and Terra, according to Jeff Garcia.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Looks like you have to do an RSVP.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So I got to get my thing out to the Spurs Club?
Yeah, man. Looks like I'm going to have to go ahead and get my RSVP in. That's what we're going to do on draft night. Just go to the Rock or what?
Yeah, we could do that. It's on a Wednesday, right?
Yeah, it's on a Wednesday because, we can actually do a draft show if we wanted to, but draft show or go out and have drinks and hang out with the people.
Speaking of which, tomorrow I got to do the show from my house.
Okay.
But only the first 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
My son has his court hearing tomorrow for me to become his
guardian. So we'll just make it a short show then.
Or you could just keep going after that. The show will be 45 minutes in already.
Yeah, but I have my sister-in-law in town too. So.
Welcome to another episode of the Alamo City Sportscast with Mike Jimenez and Joe Garcia. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Join the discussion as we broadcast live from beautiful West San Antonio. And remember to tip your hosts as it helps the show grow.
What's up, San Antonio? What's going on, South Texas? This is the Alamo City Sportscast coming at you from the Alamo City, home of the Spurs, the Roadrunners, the UIW Cardinal, the Trinity Tigers, and, of course, your UTSA Roadrunners. That is Joe Garcia.
And the San Antonio Brahmas.
Producing the show. The Dallas Brahmas.
San Antonio Brahmas.
My goodness. Okay, yes.
AFC.
They're in the championship of whatever minor league football team that is. It's like baseball. I don't care. Hey, we have a lot to get into today. By the way, the scruff is still around. This is day 4 of the scruff. Now, my daughter, Gabby, I showed her a photo today of my scruff. And let's just say that she thinks that I need to do some manual labor for it to all come out. I thought that was the funniest thing. I said, hey, if I do some yard work, is it going to grow faster, Joe? How is this going to work, man?
Just go into the barber and let him paint right here and fill in where it doesn't grow.
I was on a Zoom with Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5.
Yeah.
He was frightened by it all. He was like, man, I don't like it. I don't like it. Because he's clean cut himself, right?
I don't know if he grows facial hair.
He doesn't. So I'm going to try this out till Saturday at the latest. And then we'll figure it out. Because I don't know if I want to be all scruffy for Father's Day. That's going to be kind of weird when that happens.
Oh, look at this, man. They're bringing up a good thing here. Sam Salinas. Nice collaboration among shows.
So Joe had some issues with his roof after that big rainstorm on Monday. And I want to say special thanks to Mike Taylor from formerly of the Mike Taylor Show, now in the building with Mike
Rudy
Taylor
J.
and Rudy J. He sent you a roofer.
Yeah, he sent me a roofer, man. I'll give the roofer a shout out, dude. And look at that. Chris Gonzalez says round table with Taylor and Rudy. We should do a round table with them. That'd be cool, man.
I got a feeling that something's going to happen pretty soon because we like them and they like us, Yeah.
So this is the roofer that I went with, came out and took a look at the house. The house. So this is GNC Services, Roofing and Construction.
Nice.
So make sure you go and give them a call. They're part of Thunderdome. Shout out to Mike Taylor. Coming in clutch, man. Appreciate you, brother.
We're all friends, baby. We're all friends. Again, we're going to be going for about an hour and a half today, talking sports, pop culture, nostalgia. We have a lot to get into today.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
There you go.
It is Game 3 of the NBA Finals tonight. What do the Mavericks have to do? Who do they need to stop in order to extend this series? I know it's not do or die, right? It's not a closeout game, But come on, man. If the Mavericks lose tonight, the series is effectively over. Who do they need to stop? Is it Tatum? Do they need to corral Derek White? Do they need to corral Jaylen Brown? What do they need to do? So we'll get into that. The NBA draft is 2 weeks from today. And the NBA has sent out the invites to 12 players right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so they invited 12 players to be in the green room. Now they're going to invite 12 others after this, right? But the first batch, the first dozen went out there
to get the exclusive invite.
2 big names excluded. We'll get into the excluded names out there because those are 2 names that have been linked to the Spurs for the past 2 months, not invited. We'll talk about that. Also, the legend, Jerry West, passed away. The logo has passed away. We'll talk about his legendary career and the loss of him within the sports community and the NBA. Joey Chestnut, 4th of July ain't going to be the same, baby.
What an idiot.
Ain't going to be the same. He is not going to be in the Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Why?
Because he's got in bed with a competitor, man. That's why.
Not only a competitor, but what kind of competitor?
Hot dog competitor.
No.
A vegan. We'll also talk about Paige Sporonic. Demon Mike will make an appearance today because Paige Sporonic posted a video of herself eating hot dogs. And how many can she do in 10 minutes? So she posted a video. I mean, come on. She's a model, former athlete. How many hot dogs do you think she can knock down?
I don't know,
in
man.
10 minutes.
That's kind of gross, though, man.
How many can you knock down in 10 minutes?
I wouldn't even do that,
right?
Dude. Wouldn't even attempt it.
Other Demon Mike segment. Aunt May. Marisa Tomei.
Oh, man. She's still hot, dude.
Still is. She just turned 60, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Did you know that she had a workout video released a couple of decades ago?
I saw that. Dude.
I had no idea about it. I found it on YouTube. We have to revisit this.
Look at smoking hot in that 2-piece, man. She had that sports bra and she had those tight biker shorts.
Amazing,
yeah, man. She was a nugget back then. And if you see the box art, it says comes with free, I don't know, like one of those resistance bands or something like that. I'm like, man.
Jesse A reached out to us right now saying, putting y'all on pause. Gonna go check out Paige.
Oh God.
We'll show it later. I promise. But lots to get into today. You know, you can be part of the show by subscribing to us and also by leaving a comment or two in our chat line.
Yeah,
we have lots of people
love.
in. Jason Garcia already here. Sam Salinas, Chris Gonzalez, Jesse A. Lots of people out there. I'm sure Garrett from the Netherlands will be in at some point. You guys are lifers. Now, the screen says we have 910.
Yeah, we have 910.
With
the
roofer, 909. We
the
have
roofer
910.
just subscribed to us yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, I was talking with him. Apparently, man, he knows a lot of people in the sports world, dude.
We are at
good person.
We're at 910 now.
Yeah,
910. We're 90 away from 1,000. The goal's 950 by the end of the month, though. So you know what I think we can do, Joe? Wherever we go to have the draft party, we need to go and just publicize ourselves over there and let people know what we're doing.
Pimp us out.
Just go table to table.
We need to
to
get
table.
shirts, bro. We need to get some Alamo City Sportscast shirts, bro.
Bear County Social Apparel. Are you listening out there? Mike Baez. Let's make this happen. You know, I want to get into the NBA draft first because we're 2 weeks away.
Yeah, we are.
And I think Spurs fans are getting excited right now. And I saw somebody on Twitter last night use the phrase doomsday scenario. So I'm going to steal that. I'm going to co-op it because I'm not going to say that I'm created this example, but I thought it was a funny thing that he did. No one really responded to it. It was a couple of people, but I thought it was a great question, which was, what is the doomsday scenario for the Spurs if you are a Spurs fan? That's a nice way of saying what 2 players do you not want the Spurs to get?
Nikola Topic.
4, 8, and 8. You know, Nikola Topic is your guy. Like you just don't want to see him.
Don't want to see him, dude. Dude's damaged goods already. He's already banged up. He's already got a partially torn ACL. He's young. I mean, the guy's career is going to be very short-lived, if at all.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, he's damaged goods. The other one would be the Spurs going and reaching for a guy that should have went further in the draft, like maybe 17 through 20, and they go ahead and pick him at 4. I mean, what are you guys doing?
I would say Topic would really give me cause for concern. If I hear the name Isaiah Collier, point guard from USC, I know he was a 5-star recruit going into USC, but he didn't produce as a 5-star. I would be a little bit upset about that, right? If they were say Isaiah Collier at 8, even though he's considered to be a top 12 prospect, not really interested in him. Who are the ones that are the doomsday scenarios on there? as Tavares says, doomsday is to draft 2 non-shooters. For a lot of people, that's the case. You need a bucket getter, you need a point guard. But what happens if somebody falls to you? Kens5.com, Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs reporting that Zachary Reese-Archet is going to be worked out by the Spurs. And I have a suspicion that he's already been worked out.
Yeah, they have a lot of other rumors, man. You all need to go and retweet stuff from reputable sources.
So
man.
One of the things about the Spurs Club, give you an inside scoop, because I'm a member of the Spurs Club, which is at the Spurs practice facility.
You have to wear the napkin.
It overlooks it. No, you can wear jeans and a polo.
No, you got to wear the napkin like Jefe, dude.
There you go. Steak, there's that steak. They do have a $66 steak in that place.
Oh,
Wagyu. But if ever Pop doesn't want you to see something, they bring the curtains down so that you can't overlook the stadium.
Don't peek behind the curtain.
Court. So they bring the curtain down, right? And yesterday I was taking a look at the court, and I saw some contraptions that they had on there. These cameras all over the place, and I was like, this doesn't look like a commercial shoot.
Yeah,
it looks like whenever I go to the Golf Pro, and they're taking photos of me and my swing and all that stuff, mechanics on it. It looks like they were setting that up, and then all of a sudden, I saw a player on the court. He looked like Reese-Archet. I'm not saying that it is.
Yeah,
it looked like him, and then all of a sudden, curtain went down, and that was late yesterday afternoon. So I'm not saying that that's a report, okay? Because I cannot necessarily say that I know what Reese-Archet looks like, in a police lineup, but it looked a lot like him. From like as far away as I was.
Oh, there you go. You heard it here first. Breaking news.
Breaking news. He met a saw a tall guy at the Spurs complex.
A tall white guy.
Chris Gonzalez out says doomsday is that the Spurs trade 4 and 8 and go down in the draft. Jeff Garcia posed that question to me yesterday. Portland has 7 and 14, for example. Would you be willing to trade the number 4 overall pick, slide down and get 7 and 14? Might not be the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, but this draft isn't that deep. I mean, whatever you're going to wind up getting 1 through 5, that's going to probably be a later first-round pick in next year's draft. But it is what it is on this end. So if you slide down in the draft even more, the plethora of talent's going to be waning a little bit. Mm-hmm. But there's some people there that, again, if you're going to go and slide down, you're going to go ahead and either draft. You're going to probably most likely draft for need. Right. And these are going to be your pet projects.
Well, normally I would say not drafting a point guard would be the doomsday scenario. But when Topic went out, I mean, you have to be really high on Devin Carter out of Providence to go get him at number 8. Yeah. They're not going to get him at 4.
No.
But Devin Carter right now is the best point guard prospect that is healthy in the draft. Do you know who's not healthy right now? Rob Dillingham.
Dilly, man.
Dilly. He's completing his workouts this week. But apparently he's had an ankle issue the past few weeks. Hasn't been able to work out for a lot of teams. Now he's going to be doing the workouts late this upcoming weekend up in LA. So I find this to be interesting because you take a look at the doomsday scenario and ask yourself the question, what happens if chaos breaks out in the draft? Because you got to have an idea that chaos is going to break out somewhere, right?
Yeah.
There are some people who believe that Reese-Archet is going to be the number 1 overall pick. So if he's the number 1 overall pick or the number 2 overall pick and like 95% consensus, isn't it weird that the Spurs have him out there? Are the Spurs going to bring in Sarr?
If he falls?
But are they going to bring him in anyway?
I mean, you should.
Because none of the mock drafts have them going beyond 1 or 2. There's a stray one, the outlier that says Reese-Archet is going to go 5. I saw one from USA Today that said he's going to go to 5 to Detroit.
Yeah, there was another scenario where somebody was trying to get clickbait, and they're like, oh, the Hawks are looking at him at number 4. I mean, of course, that's not rocket science. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right.
They're going to look at these top players. They're going to work them out and look at them. But they're like, oh, the Spurs and the Hawks are talking to go ahead and the Spurs might move up. That's a very unlikely scenario. It's probably clickbait, but
I don't know if 4 and 8's enough to move up to 1. I think 4 and 8's enough to get you to 2.
Yeah, but, I mean, saying that the Spurs were wanting, or saying that the Spurs might make a move and do something with the Hawks and get number 1. Because I remember somebody else put out on the X. I don't know how legit this is, but it was like a screenshot, and it says, "Come to the Rock, the draft party at the Rock. The Spurs are going to pick the number 1 overall pick." Yeah. I'm like, no, man, that looked doctored. Dude.
David Atwater reaching out to us saying Spurs want Reese-Archet. That's why they're moving up. And that's the thing. There's probably, I would say, Joe, a 95% chance that they do have to move up to get him.
You think Marisa Tomei is going to go number one? Because they keep moving the thing a little bit, the needle a little bit when it comes to the number one overall pick.
I wouldn't be surprised, dude. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. So for those of you that know who Zachary Sarche is, he's a small forward out of France, 6'8", 19. He just turned 19 years old. Played in a very top European league, just like Wemby did. The guy has a pretty good shot, man. He's a slasher. He has a very high ceiling. He's somebody that can actually have a future in the NBA and potentially be a star.
Doesn't have a broken shot coming in.
Doesn't have a broken shot. Doesn't mean that they all go in.
Yeah.
It just means that it's not broken. You know, he shot 35% from three this year. I mean, 35%.
What's his EFG?
EFG. I would have to do the math in my head because I'm looking at the European scores right now. He shot just 44% from the field, but he shot 35 from three. So I would say that his EFG is probably 52, 53.
And by Mike's math, that ain't bad.
That ain't bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. You know, it's not a broken shot. Like he's doing that at age 19.
It's not a Jeremy Sohan shot.
Jesus. the number of Spurs fans who reach out to me and say that Jeremy Sohan's shooting got better, and I give them evidence that statistically to the 1,000th% it did not, and they look at me and they do the whole fake news.
What, his 3-point shooting didn't get better?
3-point shooting went up 6%. 2-point shooting went down 3%. You average it all out, his shooting was identical.
But their argument is that, well, Pop made him play point guard. Didn't he shoot better as
he
point
shot
guard?
better as a point guard. He shot better in November, December, and January than he did in February, March, and April.
Man.
Crazy, man. Tavarius reaching out and saying, no more Sohan's team hoping they can turn him into Kawhi on offense. He doesn't have it.
Man.
It's a broken shot.
And look at that. Zachary Sarche can't shoot.
I mean, 35% from three as an 18-year-old at the time.
It's all right.
That's pretty good.
It's all right.
I mean, that what did Wemby shoot last year? 31 from three? 30 point something, 31? Sarche shot 35. He has great size at 6'8", and he's 6'8", just turning 19. There's nothing to say that he might not be 6'10". He might still be growing. You know, he has good touch out there, and we saw that monster dunk he had the other day.
Oh man!
So it's just one of those things where you look at him and you think to yourself, this might be somebody there. This might be somebody, a project for 2 or 3 years down the road, but has star potential. Okay. Sarche, again, being worked out by the Spurs. If it hasn't happened already, Spurs would need to move up to get him. He ain't going to drop to 4. So this might just be due diligence of, do we want to throw, stuff at the Wizards? Do we want to throw stuff at the Hawks in order to get him? The Hawks are in a really good position at number 1 overall because they had a 3% chance of winning the overall draft lottery, right? So they're sitting pretty there. If they got 4, 8, and Keldon for the number 1 overall pick, I mean, that would be a wonderful thing for them. That might be what it takes, right? Let's talk about who's being invited to the draft. So that's the thing, Joe.
Yeah, you got a lot of people being invited.
Well, they're going to invite ultimately 24. Ultimately, they get 24. So 12 get an invite 2 weeks in advance, and 12 get an invite 48 hours in advance.
Yeah.
So how do they decide who goes? It's based on the intel that's there. And I know we get all the mock drafts from CBS Sports, The Ringer, ESPN, SI, all of that stuff, right? We get all of those mock drafts. But would you think that the NBA has the real intel?
I don't know if the NBA does, but I know one of these sites that I follow, exclusively.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of information that they've been saying as far as who's getting the green room invite, dude.
Well, the NBA right now again has had 12 invites go out.
Yeah.
Now let's give the names of those that they've invited.
I'm following too.
Zachary Sarche.
Yeah.
Alex Sarr.
Yeah.
Donovan Clingan, Reed Shepard, Matas Buzelis,
yep,
Stefan Castle, Dalton Connect,
and who's been getting interest from the Spurs,
reportedly, Tijane Saloon, his stock is rising right now.
Yeah,
Ron Holland, Cody Williams, his brother plays for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah,
Devin Carter, the point guard from Providence, and Jacoby Walter, the first 12 to get invites.
Yeah, Baylor's own.
They're allowed to bring 6 people in, right?
Yeah.
2 names missing there that have been in all the mock drafts saying that they're going top 8. 2 names missing. Nikola Topic and Rob Dillingham.
Yeah. Saloon, you said Saloon, right?
Saloon's in there.
He's in there.
So Dilly from Kentucky, not in there. Again, the combine went out there. He was he measured at 6'1", 165 pounds. Smaller than what a lot of people thought he was going to be. The guy's a very good three-point shooter. He's a walking bucket. But for the NBA to look at him and go, you're not going to get one of the first 12 invites is very telling. And then you have Nikola Topic, who was a consensus top 5 overall pick until he had a partially torn ACL. And he had a knee injury that kept him out for 4 months last year. And he was just recovering. Dude.
He goes and tears his ACL again. Like, come on, man. Damaged goods, man.
Fernandez reached out and says he likes Reese Arce, calls him Riz Ashe. I like it.
I could see him wearing a shirt saying that over there at the Frost Center.
Yeah. But I find it to be funny that these are the first 12 to go out. I wonder who are going to be the next 12 to get out.
Look at this one. Whose career would you rather have? Sohan or Drew Gooden?
That's
God,
funny.
Bro.
That's funny.
Talk about a throwback, bro. Drew Gooden.
Old school.
San Antonio great, Drew Gooden.
So one of the things that this article on ESPN.com goes on to say is that there are some people who get these green room invites that fall into the second round. Most recently, Nick Claxton fell into the second round. Bowl back in the day fell to the second round. So did Rashard Lewis. But again, there's going to be another 11 or 12 players who get the invite 48 hours before the draft, which again is 2 weeks from today. So I find this to be telling. So what are we seeing here? We're seeing players move up. Jacoby Walter, by the way, is one player that we haven't really discussed. Maybe we should discuss in length later on this week. But that's a name out there that I see a couple of mock drafts saying that the Spurs would be interested in his type of game. Other players out there, we talked about the doomsday scenario. I'm going to give an up or down as to whether I want this guy on my team. Reese Arce, sure, why not? Yeah. Would I be upset the Spurs used the 4 on him? No. Alex Sarr, don't need him, but to have that Twin Towers type of thing, sure, why not?
If he's the best available player at number 4, you don't think the Spurs are going to select him?
Right.
I mean,
Donovan Clingan. Depends on which number you're getting him at. I don't want Clingan at 4, but if you give me Clingan at 8 and the defense that he can bring,
I like him, man.
Okay, fine. Reed Shepherd. Oh my God, man, this guy scares me. He's either going to be really good or he's going to be a complete bust.
Yep.
Reed Shepherd going out there shooting 52% from 3 for the season, averaging 2.5 steals. He's only 6'3". If the Spurs got him at 4, I would be excited, but so freaking scared if that happened.
But isn't he a bucket getter?
He's a bucket getter. But again, he's going up against people who are his own height. Can he be a bucket getter against somebody who's 6'10"? Matas Buzelis from the G League Ignite.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, people. Some sites say he's 6'8", some say that he's 6'10". Would I be excited for him? Sure, why not at 8? At 4, right. No. Stephon Castle, got a chub for. That's my guy. I want him at 4. If the Spurs got him at 8, that would be a miracle. Dalton Connect. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this guy's old. He's older than half the Spurs roster right now. I would not want him.
Yeah, he's up there in age, man. But again, the Spurs do some crazy stuff in the draft, and I expect that one of these 2 picks is going to be a reach.
Yeah. One of them.
Yeah.
Tijani Saloon. He's growing on me, man. He's getting hot at the right time. Ron Holland, that's your guy. Ron Holland, 5-star athlete, just never really got it going. I mean, he's shown flashes.
Project.
It's a project. But at 8, sure. At 4, no. Cody Williams, I like a lot, man. I like Cody Williams a lot, and I know all the mock drafts have him going at 12 or going at 13, but if the Spurs drafted him at 8, I'd be happy with it. Devin Carter from Providence. We need a point guard. Guy played 3 years of college. We need a point guard.
Spurs need a point guard desperately, man, because they've shown that they need a bucket getter, like you said, and a point guard. If they don't find a way to go ahead and solidify those 2 positions, they're just spinning their wheels. What are they going to do? they're going to bring in two defensive-minded people or two defensive-minded players. What are you going to do? Put them alongside Sohan?
Right.
How is that going to change the complexion of them lacking on the offensive front?
Exactly.
It's going to be the same thing. Expect the same amount of wins.
Exactly. Jacoby Walter out of Baylor. I would be indifferent. I'd be in the situation of like what I wouldn't be happy, but I wouldn't be pissed. Jacoby Walter, a shooting guard out of Baylor, a one and done, 6'4", 195, shot 34% from three, averaged 14.5 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist and a half. Apparently, he has a really good shot, man. Apparently, they think that he might be able to light it up at some point.
Look at it, Sean Quintero. Your boy, Sean.
Sean comes out and says on our YouTube stream, if y'all have said that beauty is in the eye of the beholder because of draft class, then why so much talk about it? It's because of the uncertainty. Last season, think about it. Last season, what was the number one overall pick? Victor Wembanyama. We all knew was going to be number one. We knew that Scoot Henderson and Brandon Miller was going to be 2 and 3. There was certainty out there because there was a tier 1, there was a tier 2, and an obvious tier 3.
Look at
Mario Cavazos bringing out a blast and pass.
Oh,
remember Dwayne Shinsis?
Rest in peace, big dog.
That is what Donovan Klingland is going to turn out to be. Why do people give comments about players from 25 years ago? I think it's funny. I think Mario was just joking, but it's just so funny how it has to be Dwayne Shinsis, right?
Yes, Fernandez is in the chat too. Thanks for watching from San Antonio right now. He's still here in town.
Yeah, he says Tahidan. Talk about saloon.
Oh man,
getting right at getting hot at the right time. Quintero coming out and saying talk about the Brahmas. Hell no, talking minor league football. Get out of that nonsense.
Mike's not gonna go honking down Commerce when the Brahmas win.
No,
XFL champs.
We're gonna go celebrate at their homes. Oh wait, they don't live here. God, I hate that.
Get you a championship shirt, man, so you can wear that on the show.
Let's show if we can show my screen. This is back from last year. Oh, actually, when this passes through, Joey Chestnut is not going to participate in the hot dog eating contest over there at Coney Island, New York. It's a tradition every 4th of July holiday.
The audio.
Oh yeah. I got that. Joey Chestnut, dude. Okay, first of all, 4th of July. You're in New York.
Yeah.
Would you go bake in the heat on the street? And I know it might only be 90 degrees, 85 degrees, but would you bake in the heat to watch people eat hot dogs?
No, I would not, dude. I don't give a damn about that. How's that exciting?
I couldn't do it. Now I got to ask you. So the story goes on with Joey Chestnut, by the way. He's not going to be able to defend his title because he apparently broke some rules, right? And he says that he is just beside himself. He's so depressed about it all. But apparently he signed a contracting deal with Impossible Foods, which has the vegan hot dogs, right? He's going to be their spokesperson.
What's in a vegan hot dog? Soy?
What's in a regular hot dog?
Oh, man, you don't want to know.
Don't want to know, dude.
Beaks and feet.
That's exactly it, right? But Joey Chestnut came out and said that he's all upset about it all. But what was he expecting? This is the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Nathan is a brand of hot dog. Of course they're going to be pissed off if you are the spokesperson for a rival dog. Man. Of course they would.
Like Nike's going to go ahead and allow another athlete to come out and you're invited to the Nike, let's say, event that they're going to have, right? Yeah, and the best of the best are there.
But bring your Adidas.
And they're all, and they're all Nike, right? They're all signed by Nike. Then all of a sudden you got a guy walking in there, Stephen Curry, signed by Under Armour. You got another guy signed by Adidas. They ain't going to be in there. What do you think was going to happen, man?
Yeah. I mean, why is he shocked?
He can go choke on a vegan hot dog, dude.
By the way, I think that this is all fake, okay? Because why are they dipping the hot dog in water?
That's nasty.
That is gross. Why would you do? Okay.
Well, I guess it's easy to slide down. Okay, I guess. I don't know. Is it really
a hot dog eating contest if you have to cheat that way? I mean, because I think Paige Sporonic did it correctly because Paige Sporonic, if we're still on my screen here, posted video of her when she had her hot dog eating contest.
That's nasty,
and wanted to see how many that she could have done.
Ugh.
My good buddy Paige Sporonic. Yes, I took a photo with her a couple of years ago up in Phoenix, Arizona.
That's gross, though, dude. Can you imagine how much your stomach's gonna hurt after this?
So here she goes. Here she
Oh.
goes. Now, is this hot or not?
Oh,
Are we doing a
man.
Demon Mike segment early?
Look at that, dude. She's about to throw that shit up, dude. That's gross, man.
Okay, so while we're watching this, I got to ask you the question. How many hot dogs can you eat in 10 minutes?
10 minutes? One? Crispy dogs, dude. That's what I eat.
No,
Crispy
we're talking about a regular hot dog.
I
HEB bun. You know, you got
mustard and ketchup.
Mustard and ketchup. Yeah. How come they don't eat mustard? Like, I would lose time on the hot dog eating contest because I'd be putting French's mustard or Whataburger mustard on there. How many could you eat of these regular hot dogs? Like, I can maybe do 3. But I will say this, though. Paige Veronica, as small as she is waist-wise, I'm pretty impressed by this. This has got to be pretty impressive to you
Sean.
guys.
Why talk about football when you can talk about wieners?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's in the hot dogs, Mike.
Lips and assholes,
Yeah.
according to Sam Salinas.
That's what's in the hot dogs.
But here comes Paige Veronica here. I'm going to fast forward to this. 6 minutes in, she's 4 hot dogs in. And look at how...
Oh, man. She looked like she was done after the first one.
She's feeding it to her dog at this point. But she finished 6.
Look at Chris Gonzalez asking, are they the Bar S hot dogs? Those are gross, bro.
Yeah, dude.
You bring that to the barbecue, I'm not letting you in.
First of all, I have to be in I need to crave the hot dog in order to have a hot dog. I'm not the kind of guy who's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make hot dogs today. Like, for some reason, I just gotta crave it. I will sometimes go to Sonic and get the chili dog, get a cut it in half. The footlong coney. God, I mean, really, it's just 2 hot dogs, right? Because I cut it in half, and it's not delicious at all. It's gross. But sometimes,
why are you eating it?
Because in my neighborhood, the fast food restaurants that are like immediately outside of my neighborhood. Now, I know that I'm 2 miles away from Las Palapas, and I'm 2 miles away from Whataburger and Chick-fil-A. But if I just want to just get out of my neighborhood and come back, I've got 3 spots that I can eat. Church's Chicken, which is gross. Sonic.
Church's Chicken is
or Little Caesars. It's gotten bad, dude.
No, man.
Dude, when you go to Church's Chicken, you order an order of fries. They give you like 8 fries. What is that crap about?
The crinkle fries?
Yeah, they're awful, man. They always mess up on stuff. The only thing that's good at Church's is that honey biscuit.
The honey butter biscuit.
The honey that is good. When it comes to fried chicken, dude, I just go to Bill Miller's.
Man, I'll put the Church's, Bush's chicken, Bill Miller's chicken in front of you. You probably won't
Bush's
even know.
is good. Bush's is good, but it's far from me. That's like a 20-minute.
Petrenko.
Yeah, but it's like a 15-20-minute drive.
It's worth it, man. That's bad, dude. That's so
dude,
good,
it'll be
man.
cold by the time I get back.
So good.
Man.
Just eat it there.
Dude, Church's sucks.
That's going to be our next move for lunch, man.
Church's Chicken?
No, Bush's.
Okay. Oh, well, I'll go eat it. I'll go eat at Bush's.
I ain't going to get no Church's, bro.
Church's is gross.
But don't get the tea from Bush's, man. You get diabetes right on the spot.
It's worse than Bill Miller's, man. It's like, how much sugar do they put in that thing?
You should give some to Rudy J. Rudy J, take a sip of this. He'll be like, oh, man.
Mario Cavazos asking if I use the weenie straw to drink beer. What was that all about, dude? I saw that on Twitter all week last week.
They were showing some people at an MLB game. It was a man and a woman, and they were getting a straw or something, and they would put it through the weenie. Yeah. And then they would like core it out, right?
Yeah.
And then they would just put the hot dog with the hollow hole through it.
That is gross.
Inside their beer, and they were just like using that as a straw. That's disgusting, dude.
That is disgusting. You know, we're already getting into mid-June. I think that we need to go out to a missions game.
Yeah.
We're talking about hot dog, right? Buy me some.
Thunderdome was out there yesterday, man.
They were out there?
Yeah.
I want to go out there, man. I want to have a good time out there. That's when you have a hot dog. You kind of feel like it's summertime when you're having a hot dog at a baseball game. Yeah. I can't eat a hot dog at a Spurs game. When we go to Spurs games, we get bougie, don't we?
Oh man, you had chef prepared salmon. Come on, bro.
Well, but beyond that, because we've also gone out to the upper level, right?
Yeah, and the lower level.
And you know, you could get the Pizza Hut, right? So you have little mini Pizza Huts, right? You've got the Whataburger that's down there, but you have La Gloria.
Oh, La Gloria and the Burgateca. That's where it's at, dude.
Okay.
With the nice
did
bar.
we get bougie at Spurs games now?
Dude. That's where I always go. That's the move. I don't mingle with the peasants. I go over there and I hang out at the Burgerteca, La Gloria. They have the nice bars and everything there. Why am I going to go to the fan zone?
Why am I going to get a hot dog at a Spurs game when Burgerteca is right there?
Why am I going to go with the fan zone? There's nothing over there, bro.
Dude, we're getting bougie, man.
There ain't nothing at the fan zone, man. I'm telling you, bro. There ain't nothing there. All the food's on the other side. Man.
So you oppose the Rico nachos? I only eat Rico nachos.
Right.
You know the Rico nachos, the ones with the gooey yellow cheese. I only eat that at high school football games.
Yeah, man.
Frito pie is high school football games when it's chilly. If you give me a Frito pie at any other part of the year, not at a high school game, I'm not going to eat it.
But is it a Frito pie unless you're eating it right out of the bag?
Out of the Fritos bag. And it's got to be the real Fritos. It can't be like the knockoff. HEB Hill Country Fair corn chips.
Oh my god.
There's a time and season to all this food. And why are we not watching Paige Sporonic do her thing?
You know what they used to have, man, back in the day? They used to have this like I think it was like brisket taco or brisket nachos that they had at the HEB at the Frost Center at the time. Right? Well, it was good during Spurs games, right? They had like this really cool little barbecue place, and you go there. And they had brisket nachos, so they would load it up, dude, and put brisket on top, cheese and everything, jalapenos, everything that you wanted on there. That was really good, but they don't have it no more.
Now, Tex-Mex Frank is asking the question, saying a missions game would be cool, but how do we get Mike to chase the puffy taco?
The puffy taco, he'd run circles around you, dude.
No, man.
He'd run circles
I did 2 high school varsity games the other day, and I was at the end of the court.
The guy that's inside the puffy taco is an athlete, bro.
But he's wearing a freaking puffy taco outfit.
You know what? We need to put money on that. Who's going to win in a foot race? You or the puffy taco? If that puffy taco beats you, dude, you'll never hear the end of it. And you know who needs to be there to witness this defeat?
Chris Leja.
No. Pledger, dude. Pledger would be rolling so hard if you lost to the puffy taco. He would not let you hear the end of it.
Brutal, man. Brutal. You know what else is brutal? Some tragic news coming out of the NBA. Jerry West, the logo himself, has passed away at the age of 86. He died Wednesday morning, which was earlier today. The LA Clippers made that announcement. According to ESPN, Jerry West was the 3rd player in NBA history to reach 25,000 points. He was an all-star for every single season of his NBA career, led the LA Lakers to the NBA Finals 9 times. They won 1 title back in 71-72, 12-time all-star, Finals MVP. Even though he was part of the losing team, he was a Finals MVP.
And look at all that, man. 2-time executive of the year, 8 rings as an executive.
Made all defensive teams as well, part of the NBA's 75th anniversary team. And it's one of those things where they actually literally made the logo after him. That logo that you see of the dribble up the court that you saw
that's him
on all the NBA courts back in the day. Yeah. That is him.
Yeah, and look at he helped build the Warriors dynasty. He helped build Shaq, Kobe, and Showtime Lakers teams. I mean, he was just a special type of player. Not only did his greatness not just transcend when he was playing, it transcended after he was playing and what he helped do for the league as a whole.
You know, there are some people who believe that things happen in threes. We had Bill Walton, who passed away last week. So we're seeing some of these greats leave this earth. Jerry West has always been somebody who has personified class. I know a lot of people don't like the Lakers, especially if they're Spurs fans. You don't like the Lakers because of whatever the case may be. Some people didn't like the flash of the Showtime Lakers. Some people didn't like the glitz and glamour of what was on the front row with Jack Nicholson and all of those celebrities back in the day. But I saw very few people give any grief towards Jerry West. Jerry West was somebody who seemed to be like a pretty good guy, like a very good ambassador to the NBA, a good ambassador not only to the Clippers, but also the Lakers as well. Jerry West has passed away at the age of 86. 12-time All-NBA selections, 5 all-defensive appearances, one of the all-time best players. And I hate to say this, Joe. Maybe it's because he played in the 60s, early 70s. People forget the greatness.
Yeah.
You know, we look at players and we go, well, Kobe is a top 10 player of all time. Well, this player is a top 10 player, Steph Curry. Do they even compare to Jerry West?
Jerry West was a special player, man. He was one of those players that you're going to remember forever.
Yeah, but you don't forget him,
Yeah.
but you might forget the greatness sometimes. Of how he was. I mean, he was head and shoulders above a lot of guards in the NBA back then.
Yeah.
He kind of ushered in a little bit the run and gun of what we do now, the running up and down, because back in the day, you had the Celtics with Bill Russell, and they basically played a slow, methodical game. And
Yeah, what's that half court set?
it was a half court set, and there was a it was like watching the movie Hoosiers all over again.
Yeah.
Jerry West was the one kind of ushered in the let's bring the ball up the court.
More the modern
he and
era.
Pistol Pete. Bring the ball up the court faster, faster, faster. I found that to be interesting, but man, the NBA has lost a legend. Jerry West has passed away at the age of 86.
Do you see this? Look at Mario Cavasso says, have you seen the trend about young people drinking Dr. Pepper with a pickle and pickle juice? That's disgusting.
Dude, I've seen that, and I saw someone do it in person, and I didn't partake, but the person who did it in front of me did not gag.
Ugh.
And said it was actually pretty good.
That's disgusting, dude.
I have a friend of mine who called me yesterday, and she works for a school district, and she's not a teacher, but she's like one of those nurses at the schools, and she was asking me what she should do as a part-time job, and I told her, I said, hey, you're still quite attractive. Why don't you try bartending? And she's going to go into bartending school.
Nice.
Have you ever thought about that, Joe? Like just taking lessons just so you know how to make drinks? Or is it no big deal?
Are you going to be like Tom Cruise in that movie Cocktail? Remember that?
Yeah.
Doing all the tricks.
And he was at TGI Fridays, if I'm not mistaken, or Bennigan's or something like that.
Yeah.
But so my friend is saying that she's going to do a bartending school, but the bartending school is not her going to an actual school. It's individual courses in how to make cocktails. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, when I can get myself drunk doing, Jack and Coke or Jack and Diet or, vodka tonic or whatever the case may be. But I've always wanted to know how to make really good drinks. I mean, there's something to be said when you go to a house party and you know somebody who knows how to make drinks professionally. I don't know. Thinking about it, man.
That's an art form in itself. It
is. There is a good thing. There's such a thing as a good bartender and a bad bartender. Like Hefe and I go out to the Esquire or 1919 downtown. Those aren't newbies, man.
Yeah.
Those are people who know how to make a drink.
Yeah, I haven't hung out with Hefe in a while, dude. I try and invite him, but he's always busy.
Well,
we need to try to make a night of it.
Let's give some love to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5.
Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast, hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on Threads at Jeff G Ken's 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow not only on Threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/@Locked On Spurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share.
Again, I subscribe on Twitter. I subscribe on Spotify as well. I subscribe on YouTube. You should too. And in fact, I will be on Locked On Spurs tomorrow with Jeff Garcia. And if you go onto his Twitter page, he has some articles going on right now on kens5.com. We talked about one of them yesterday about how Danny Green was on the Blitz with the Blitz boys, Joe Reinagle and Jason Minix, talking about how he thinks the rebuild's going to be faster than what most Spurs fans think.
No.
Jeff Garcia also has a little tweet out here saying that the Spurs have a free official watch party at the Rocket La Cantera, again, June 26th for the first round of the draft.
Yeah, but you got to go to the
6 p.m.
RSVP, man.
Do you have to RSVP over at the Rock?
That's what I was showing right now, man.
Not a lot of parking over there. There's maybe only 200 cars can maybe park over there. Interesting. Goes on to say that Zachary Rees-Sarchet is already working out with the Spurs pretty soon, and how the Spurs might be high on a player named Devin Carter. Reports coming out saying that. Also, Jeff Garcia is also reporting that the Spurs will have a preseason game at the Frost Center on October 9th against the Orlando Magic.
Is it going to be free and open to the public?
Nah, man, they gotta get their money, man. What's free in life, man?
Come on, man.
Ain't nothing free in life.
Gonna have a free event for the people, man. Bring the silver and black scrimmage back again. I know they had it this last season, man. That was cool. I like seeing that. That's where you get all the gente, man. The raza come out.
Yeah, Raza don't pay the bills, dude, at the Frost Bank Center, dude.
But they're gonna
They
buy
don't.
all the shirts, the bootleg shirts, bro.
Yeah, bootleg shirts don't pay for anything, man.
Well, Spurs do better, man. Put some stuff out that the people want.
The people want more restaurants like La Gloria. At least,
Oh,
at least that's what I want.
The Burger Teca, dude. La Gloria and Burger Teca is the spot.
So
bro.
good, man.
I know they have the Rock and Brews too, and Rock and Brews is all right.
So Sam Flint's is asking the question: the Alamo City Sportscast official watch party is where?
We'll probably do it at the Rock, bro. Might as well.
May as well. Tavares asking the question: are you guys going to Paris?
In Paris? Putos in Paris?
You know, my daughter wants to go to Paris again. She just got back from Paris about a week ago. And long story short, if my business is doing well, say by October, and maintains its high performance, then yes, I would love to go to Paris. I do have a passport. I went to Paris for my 20th birthday.
Yeah.
I didn't go for my birthday. It just happened to be the week of my birthday. I was in Europe, right? So I spent my 20th birthday in Belgium. The day after I was in Paris.
You indulge in wine?
No, I didn't, man. I was with a church group. Didn't happen.
And
27 years it's been since I've been out there.
Oh man. I mean, you with the church group. I mean, even the people that go to church in
no.
Paris, they drinking wine, bro.
No.
Even Jesus Christ Almighty, he drank wine.
We don't know what the alcohol content of that
He drank
was.
wine. They all drink wine.
It was grapes.
They don't drink wine. They weren't drinking water back then, man. That water was nasty, dude.
Jesse A saying there's a copycat of Camino Real Chevrolet, not as good. I think you're talking about the car dealership in Michigan. They're trying to do what our girls from the Chevy girls did. I need to reach out to one of those Chevy girls
on.
Got to get them on
that
the show.
Amazonian dude, the tall one.
The tall girl, Sophie?
Yeah.
So somebody reached out to me on Twitter.
Coconut in Paris.
There you go. That's funny. Someone reached out to me on Twitter, one of our followers. I'm not going to say which one it is.
Yeah.
But he goes, dude, he caught the little girl, Jess.
Oh, yeah.
The little girl in the skirt.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, I found her doing another commercial for another company. And I sent him the link to her own personal Instagram page. Dude, he was all excited. He goes, dude, I didn't know that was her name. And was going through all her stuff because she does all of her modeling gigs on there. Yeah. So it's beyond that.
So she's not just exclusive to Camino Real.
Oh, no. It's funny. I'm going to go to Instagram. It's going to go straight to Felicia Combs.
Where is it? There you are.
Oh, you know what? It's not on this one. I'm gonna look at the Jess Chevy girls. I can't find her on this one.
Yeah.
I'll log in as myself on this one.
I don't know why is it always going to her, dude.
I don't know.
It's odd.
What you got going on this weekend, Joe?
Well, today, man, we're gonna go ahead and celebrate my son. It's all about him. He's graduating. So we'll be at the Alamo Dome, man, for the Stevens High School graduation.
Alamo Dome's a nice place to do it, man.
It's hot, dude. You got to be inside, man.
Back in the day, it used to be like at Gustafson Stadium, and you'd just be baking in the sun for that. I can't do that, man. I've been seeing a lot of TikToks this week, past couple of weeks, of high school and college graduations. I don't know if you've seen them. They're like, we're getting the band back together. Have you seen those?
Yeah, I've seen some of those.
And it's basically divorced parents taking photos with their child at graduation. They're like, we're getting the band back together. They've been divorced for 13 years. And when I divorced my first ex-wife, I thought to myself, I would never pose for a photo with her. And there we are at Gabby's college graduation. I'm there making friends.
Yeah, but then you saw her again, right?
Yeah, no, I'm on pretty good terms with her.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying you saw her again, like in another outing, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, what was it? The UTSA game?
Yeah. That was so funny. That was so funny. Just walking in, just bumping into her at a UTSA game. My daughter was like, "Mom's at the game too. She's at the 10-yard line." I'm like, "I'm at the 10-yard line," and she's like, "No, she's at the other 10." So I made my way over, and it was kind of funny because people are like, "How do y'all know each other?" Well, we made a kid.
There you go. That's how we know each other. Hey, did you check this out? This was pretty funny. I saw this on the X. So apparently, a fan went onto the field during an MLB game and did a flip only to be tased by the cops moments after. And they show it, and they have the pictures here, dude. Like the fan just charged, just ran straight onto the field there, did a backflip, acted crazy, and the cops came out. Security came and just tased the crap out of her, but he let her finish her backflip.
That's funny.
As soon as she landed, bam.
Let me show you my screen. Did you see this over the weekend? I found this to be amazingly funny. The Missions were playing a game against Midland, bottom of the ninth. Midland player hits a 3-run homer to win the game. Did you see this whole highlight? Rounding third, everyone's celebrating for Midland there as they win 5-4 over the San Antonio Missions. But wait, the Missions stay on the field. And the manager says, everyone stay on the field. Everyone thinks the game's over. The lights are dimmed. Everyone's celebrating. They're playing Celebrate Good Times. Come on. And the players from Midland are in the dugout going, what the hell just happened? Why are they still out there? The game's over. We won 5-4. Missions manager says, all guys back on the field. Did you see this, Joe?
I'm watching it, yeah.
Okay. Pitcher goes to the mound. And everybody on Midland is like, what the hell is going on? Look at the confused looks. Like on the left, going left, right, just confused. The toss to third, tag out, game over. Missions won 4-2. The player that was on second base, rounding third, didn't touch third.
Damn. On a technicality.
On a technicality, the Missions won that game over the weekend.
Wow.
That was amazing.
Well, good catch by the manager.
Got some breaking news coming in from Fernandez saying special guest confirmed in all caps for Friday in studio. Teaser coming out right after the show. Stay tuned.
Yes, sir. Fernandez has been talking to me about this, something he's been working on for a while already. So got a special guest going to be in studio on Friday.
Got a $5 super chat coming in. Did you guys see Carolina eat a bouquet of roses thrust into her face from Thunder Rosa on CT's own show? CT is a crazy wrestling chick now.
Jeez.
I found that to be funny, man. CT does a very good job when it comes to the acting for it all. Thunder Rosa and her have been trading barbs they've been beefing for the past few months.
Yeah.
But Carolina Teague, she got and she's on the ground. I saw people were making memes out of it. Freaking funny, dude. Man. Freaking funny.
Let's see if she doesn't get, was it a body slammed or something in the ring by Thunder Rosa? Okay, so we have a post here. Thank you to Bear County Social Apparel's Mike Baez having a post from Twitter from Evan Sidery from Forbes Sports. I mean, a legit guy saying that the Atlanta Hawks are holding a private workout for Donovan Clingan. Yeah, I had retweeted this earlier before the show. So Donovan Clingan, over 7 foot, he's like a 7'2". Yeah, UConn. The guy can protect the rim. Very good presence down low. So if the Hawks are conducting a private workout with him, it's not to draft him at number 1. Joe, where there's smoke, there's fire, my man. God. Where there is smoke, there is fire. Why would they want to get Clingan at number 1 when they can get him at 4? When they can get him at 3? Well, it's not a reach, dude. It's to trade down and get more draft capital. We'll see what they decide to do, man. Right now, if I'm the Spurs, dude, if you're to give me the Spurs odds, the Spurs trading to Atlanta, getting Clingan and getting trading the 4 and the 8 for the number 1 overall pick. Do you think that this maybe increased the odds to maybe 25%? It's not 3%. It's not 2% chance. If they're working out Clingan, you know that the top 2 players are Sarr and Reece Arshea. Yeah. You know that they are. If they're coming out and bringing in Clingan and they're bringing in Reed Shepherd or they're bringing in other guys that they can get at that could be gotten at 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8, then they're actually looking at trading down. Yeah. This is getting me excited, Joe. Wouldn't it be badass if the Spurs traded up? I know a lot of Spurs fans are out there saying, well, we need to have a lot of needs, right? But if the Spurs went out there to get Reece Arshea and they believed in him, I'd be supportive of that. Go get your guy. If that's somebody you need to have, you think that's going to really take this team to the next level versus getting 4 and 8, package it together, get that number 1 overall pick.
Go get your guy. Don't act like Jerry Jones.
Be aggressive. Brian Wright, do something.
Go get him.
Do something.
And I was talking to this with Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5. I was like, dude, we're running out of roster spots, man.
Yeah, let's look at
the Spurs roster, right? If you can go to Basketball Reference for this. But you go to the Spurs roster, you're allowed only 15 players, right? I was going back and forth with Joe Reinigle about this the other day also. 24-25. This year we have Keldon, Wemby, Devontae Graham, which is probably going to be gone, Trey, Zach, Vassell, Sohan, Branham, Champagnie, Bassie, Wesley, City. We got 12 players there right there, right?
I know you're gonna let go of Champagnie, dude.
For $3 million, though, you might just keep him.
You don't know. Yeah, I know you don't like him.
I don't like him, but you've got to have low-level salaries there in order to get higher salaries for somebody else.
You keep Mamu, dude.
Mamu was making $2 million last year, but he's not going to re-sign for $2 million.
Why not?
That's the thing.
That Spurs try to go ahead and tell him, hey, man, you can go ahead and walk.
Because that's just not how the system works when it comes to the players of his age.
Oh, I know you got to pay him the mid-level.
You got to pay him a little bit higher than what he was before. You're not gonna take a big cut that way. But I'm looking at the 25-26 season. Spurs have Keldon, Wemby, Zach, Devin, Sohan, Branham, Champagnie, Bassie, Blake Wesley, and City on roster. That's 10 spots right there. Spurs have 2 first-rounders this year. Could have 4 next year.
Gonna have to let somebody go.
You gotta let somebody go. So you take a look at the team options. The team options this year and next year, Sohan, Branham, and Wesley. And the Spurs are going to keep all 3. But will they keep all 3 the following season? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Now, Sam Steele is saying, I'm fine with that, but don't send him to Austin. If he's a project, he needs to play with Wemby. I agree.
Yeah.
If you're going to draft somebody number 1 overall, you can't send them to Austin.
You can't. You don't have that luxury anymore, man. Manu, Timmy, and Tony ain't walking through that door.
Well, because if you're the number 1 overall player, you're making $9-10 million a year.
Yeah, you got to be out there, dude.
You're not going to be having a guy making $9 or $10 million a year playing in Austin.
Yeah, I mean, in the past, you'd be able to go ahead and season him a little bit, then bring him over here. But I mean, you don't have that talent on the court anymore. I mean, you barely won 20-something games last season. You know,
the free agency list for 2025, though. Players that are available. Jason Tatum is a free agent.
I don't want him,
season.
Dude. I'm good.
I mean, 27 points per game and 8 rebounds doesn't grow on trees.
I'm good.
That's a player option, though, so he can stay where he wants if he wants to. Jalen Brunson, also player option, free agent. Donovan Mitchell, free agent.
Now that's intriguing with me there, right there. Put him alongside Wemby.
Now he has a player option there to stay for $35 million. Scotty Barnes, restricted free agent, which means that you can give him an offer.
Yeah, they can match.
But they can match. Lauri Markkanen, free agent.
Now that's intriguing to me as well.
So if Lauri Markkanen is a free agent at the end of next season, and you were to bring him in for 1 year, would you trade 4 and 8 for Lauri Markkanen? Man, 4 and 8 and some filler. It would basically be 4, 8, and Keldon.
Hey, 4-8, and you get rid of what's his name, Zach Collins. I'm all for it.
Man, you ain't gonna get rid of Zach Collins, man. Zach Collins' booty ass contract starts this season.
That's why I call him booty crumbs, man.
Lauri Markkanen, man, gonna be a free agent. It's unrestricted. So here's the thing: you can look at Lauri Markkanen and think to yourself, well, why get rid of 4 and 8 this season, or get rid of Resource Shea by moving up, when you can just get Lauri Markkanen anyway as a free agent next season because he's unrestricted. Other free agents, Paul George.
Yeah, Paul George.
He's old, but he's still effective.
He's still got some life left in him.
Brandon Ingram. Alperen Şengün is a restricted free agent next season. After next season. Evan Mobley, restricted free agent. Lots of big names here. LeBron James, unrestricted free agent next year.
Yeah, but he ain't going to want to come over here, dude. Unless Bronny's over here. Check this out, Bear County Social Apparel. What if that trade with the Hawks involved Trae Young and the number 1? Says, what's up, fellas?
you know, it would have to be more than just picks. You got to absorb that contract there.
Look at that. Mario Cavazos. Kevin Looney, tickle your fancy.
No, it doesn't. I see this all over Twitter, man. Everyone's talking about Kevon Looney like he's a badass player. He's all right.
What is it? He's a JaVale McGee.
He's all right.
He's another JaVale McGee, dude. Just the body.
So Drew Show comes out and says Markkanen at the 4 next to Wemby. Still need a point guard. Jordan Clarkson come home. That matches up with Denver and the T-Wolves pretty well. Well, speaking of the Denver Nuggets, Jamal Murray is a free agent at the end of next season, unrestricted. So that would be a star point guard potentially available. But I like Markkanen at the 3, man. You know, I just somehow have Markkanen out there with Wemby and Sohan.
Okay.
Devin Vassell, I guess Trey Jones.
Who else you got?
I mean, you're going to get 35 to 40 wins with that.
I don't know about that, man.
Dude, Markkanen's good, man. Markkanen is star talent that doesn't have the star appeal. He doesn't have the personality.
Yeah.
And that's why he's not a star. But you put his stats up, a blind, you know how we did the Pepsi challenge?
Yeah.
Where you line up the Coca-Cola with the Pepsi, which one tastes better? If you line up his stats and what he does on the floor with another star player, you couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah, that's just like drinking some Dr. B, man, from HEB. The diet Dr. B.
So, yeah, Drew's asking why I would put Markkanen at the 3. I guess you could say that you put him at 3 or 4, or you'd have to move Sohan over to 3 then. Somehow they all 3 need to be on the field at the same time. Other free agents, Jamal Murray, Franz Wagner is a free agent, Julius Randle next season, Rudy Gobert, Kyrie Irving is a free agent.
There ain't no way they're going to get Kyrie.
I mean, Derek White's a free agent.
That
Come home.
Mind. Come home,
OG
Derek.
Anunoby is a free agent. Miles Turner, Aaron Gordon, Jonathan Kuminga, Fred VanVleet, Jalen Johnson, Drew Holiday.
You want a point guard? What's wrong with
D'Angelo
VanVleet?
Russell, Jalen Green, Alex Caruso, Bruce Brown, Naz Reid, Brooke Lopez, Josh Giddey. Why are the Spurs not going to do anything this offseason?
They don't need to.
They don't need to because that all of that is available right there in 2025.
Yeah, you can just copy and paste and let the chips fall where they may.
I can't believe I'm giving cover to Brian Wright. He shouldn't do anything this year. Unless there's only 2 things that he should do. If you want to trade the 4 and the 8 for the number 1 spot, fine. It opens up a roster spot.
I wouldn't be mad.
Opens up a roster spot, actually saves some cap space. That I'd be okay with. If he wants to go trade the 4 and 8 and Keldon for Markkanen, I'd be fine with because Markkanen is on a reasonable contract. Want to go after Darius Garland? Fine. DeJounte? Sure, why not? Trae Young? Fine. Anything else? Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, all right.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't want them. I'm giving some cover to Brian Wright because you take a look at the fact that the Spurs have several picks in a loaded draft in 2025. And on top of that, you have all of these free agents available. It probably would be best for the Spurs. And I hate to say this because it's going to piss me off. And I'm going to be hypocritical by saying this, but just roll the ball out again and just have them do what they do. Wait to 2025.
Yeah.
God, it's going to suck next season.
Yeah, man. I think we're maybe 14 days away from the NBA draft now? 2 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly 2 weeks away.
So Drew Show saying nobody lets a guy walk in free agency, especially with names you're throwing around, Mike. Okay, so here's the thing. They are expiring deals. So it is very possible that the Spurs could do something with these guys before their contract expires, but they could do it in the sense of trade deadline type of thing. You pick up an expiring deal. That's a possibility, especially if the Spurs have a decent team. What if the Spurs next season are 40-40, knocking on the door, or let's say that they're 30-30 going into the rodeo road trip? Maybe they become buyers at the trade deadline. Maybe they actually do get a star player because they're like, well, maybe we can make a run. Things are falling into place. Maybe we can make a run and then sign this guy with the intent of extending them out. Sign a Lauri Markkanen with, trade for Lauri Markkanen, with the intent of extending him out. That's a possibility, dude. Vainstay says, Mike, see the vision. Goes on to say the Spurs try to get marketed on the sign trade with the Bulls. That's true. You know, Pop has an affinity towards certain players and eventually gets them. C.D. Osman was with the Spurs last season. C.D. was said to be targeted by the Spurs for years.
Yeah.
And he got him. Finally. Old time, but finally got him. We don't know what's going to go down, but the read the tea leaves, man. Where there's smoke, there's fire. If the Hawks are out there actively holding out workouts for Donovan Clingan, that means they're not sold on number 1 or 2. That's what that means. So the Spurs are going to move up to go get a Resar Shea or a Sar. It's there for the taking. And if you know that the Hawks are willing to go down, it's not going to be as expensive to get them.
That is true.
It's not like they have to have their arm twisted. If they are willing participants in this, if they're consenting to this, you're not going to have to offer them all of their draft capital for 2025, 26, and 27. You don't have to do that. They're going to ask for it, but you don't have to.
Yeah. Was this guy that we're always making fun of on the Pat McAfee show?
Oh, yeah. I always forget his name. Just staring out into nothing.
Jeez, bro. I just saw him pop up on my X. I'm like, God, that dude looks creepy as hell, man. Oh, they released some schedules here. The Colorado schedule with Coach Prime. Do you see that?
No, what's going on?
Yeah, they got the Colorado schedule. So Colorado will win how many games they're saying in 2024?
Colorado won their first, 4 last year or 3 last year, and everyone got all excited, and then they wet the bed. Are you cheering for Deion Sanders?
I'm cheering for Coach Prime. I want him to have some success, man. He's very motivational, man.
Now, friend of the show, Goldberg, his son is going to be trying out as a walk-on over there. It's difficult because part of me wants to cheer for Prime because I grew up as such a big fan of him as a baseball player of the Atlanta Falcons and also Atlanta Braves, rather, and the Atlanta Falcons when it comes to football.
Yeah.
Was very, 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 very fond of Deion Sanders growing up. One of the fastest players in NFL history.
One of the best athletes.
But he was also very bombastic. He was also very loud and very a showman. Some people loved it. Some people hated it.
Personality.
It was a little bit much. I have a hard time cheering for him at Colorado, though.
But look at their schedule, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, this is nothing to sneeze at. You know, look at the opponents they have. Some of these are going to be kind of tough for them to win.
Yeah. He went into Colorado and got rid of everybody. When I say got rid of everybody, I'm not talking about just the coaches.
Yeah.
He went and fired basically every single player that was there. And those were players that were there on scholarship and whatnot. And he, they went over there hoping to play for Colorado, and that might have been there for 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years.
Clean house.
And he went out there and just said, I want my guys, and got rid of everybody. And that's kind of a dick move. I understand wanting your players in there over time.
Yeah.
But to upend 75, 80 players, it's kind of a dick move, man. And then also he started talking nonsense when they were 3-0 last year, and you look around going, who did they play? I don't know, man.
And then one of the teams that they barely got a win out of was an overtime or double overtime. Was not a very good team.
I don't know, man. It's not that I'm cheering against Prime.
Yeah.
He just doesn't move the needle for me. I don't care about him.
You think he's going to be able to beat Nebraska, Baylor?
Well,
UCF,
Nebraska, yes. Baylor's
Kansas
not as good
State.
as before.
Kansas State's always pretty good, man.
Yeah, he has a 5-7 season up ahead.
Cincinnati, Texas Tech.
I mean, Kansas is getting good at football.
Oklahoma State. I mean, I don't know, man. He might be winning 3 or 4 games.
So I saw this thing yesterday.
You got on screen? There you go.
This is funny. Caitlin Clark at a charity event for a Habitat for Humanity event was playing one-on-one with a kid. Fair or foul?
I saw that, man. She said, "F them kids." Bro.
This reminded me of the Peyton Manning SNL skit where he's playing football with them and he's just tossing the ball at them, really fast. She swatted him. So I posted this yesterday on my Twitter account. The 5 or 6 publications that released their up to the minute rookie of the NBA rookie of the year, WNBA rookie of the year projections, right? CBS Sports has Angel Reese as its rookie of the year so far. Caitlin Clark second. ESPN has Cameron Brink listed as their rookie of the year for the WNBA. Caitlin Clark not even listed in the top 3. Newsweek has Angel Reese at number 1. The Athletic has Caitlin Clark at number 1.
Jeez.
Angel Reese is the number 1 out for Trendy Hoop Stars, and Angel Reese is number 1 right now for the USA Today. So let's talk about this. What do you consider to be the rookie of the year? Because right now, out of these 5 players right here, Caitlin Clark averages the most number of points, 16 per game. Right?
Yeah.
Has a decent number of assists, but she is by far the leader in turnovers this year. By far the leader of turnovers.
Yeah, you're getting called
6.5 per game. 6.5 per game.
Look at JHNSB. Mike ready to go to war for Clark every show.
No, but what I was saying here is that in the middle here, you've got Angel Reese. Have you seen her stat line the last couple of games?
Yeah, man.
13 points, 13 rebounds, 5 blocks, and 5 steals.
She's gotten better than
16 points, 12 rebounds, 5 blocks, 5 steals. She's had double-doubles with 5-5 on blocks and steals last 2 games.
Yeah, she's gotten a lot better than when she first started.
Right.
You know?
I just find this to be interesting. And then people are saying, well, what about a player like Cameron Brink on the far right over here?
Yeah, 22.
Yeah, she's a block party.
Yeah.
She gets blocks, she gets steals.
You
She's
saw
a defensive minded.
Jimmy Buckets went over there.
Yes.
No,
she's a 22, looks good on you.
Yeah. Jimmy's smooth with it, man. Come on, Jimmy.
I mean, she. What was the reporter that the reports were that Jimmy Butler hooked up with?
Oh,
from ESPN,
Rachel
Nichols. I don't know whether to believe that or not.
He's clapping cheeks, bro.
Okay, so tomorrow, I think we're going to do half a show tomorrow with me.
Yeah.
If you want to take over the rest of the way, that's cool. I am excited about tomorrow because tomorrow I'm having a court hearing, even though I'm getting divorced and all that stuff, to become my son's guardian. And now this was my bonus son, biologically not mine.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that I raised him. He's special needs. He's the one that I post photos of on.
You just had one yesterday
on Instagram. Yeah, of Instagram and on Twitter. I take him for enchiladas.
Every time he gets a haircut.
Every time I get a haircut. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's with me 2 or 3 nights out of the week. I love Justin so much. He's my boy. But despite the whole thing, someone needs to be his guardian. He has Down syndrome.
Yeah.
And, my ex has come to realize that something ever happens to her, there's nobody to take care of him.
Yeah. What's going to happen?
Because parents are getting older. Siblings are unable to. Someone needs to step up. And I stepped up as a stepfather. I became his dad. He calls me dad. I'm the only one he knows as dad. And I want to be in his life forever despite the divorce.
Yeah.
And so we've been looking for a court hearing to kind of make this so, because he is past the age of 18. And tomorrow is the court date. So I might have to shave for that. No. Let me think about that. Man. Jesse A asking the question 1 through 10. How do you rate the palapas enchiladas? Solid 7.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, all right. They're above average.
I just had some Las Palapas yesterday for dinner with the wife.
Oh, I had palapas for dinner last night myself.
Yeah, we went. I don't forget what time we went. Probably went closer to like 6 or 7 in the afternoon.
I forgot what I had yesterday.
I had the beef enchilada plate and a margarita with the wife.
I'm trying to think about what. I had okay, so the Las Palapas on Petrenko down my way, head out towards Grossenbacher. They have a ribeye steak selection there.
Oh, nice.
So I had a ribeye steak with eggs and potatoes.
There you go.
Not too bad. Sam's saying good stuff, Mike. Doesn't matter if he's not biological. You're a good man. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man.
I love my boy, dude, and I'll show a photo of him, man. Justin is my boy, and you know, it's funny. And a closer look at my scruff, by the way. It's funny that when I got with his mom said that they were a package deal, and I had no idea back in the day what Down syndrome was.
Yeah.
I mean, I had heard of it. I had seen photos, but I had never interacted with anybody who had Downs before. And Justin is the happiest kid of all time. He is 22 years old, has the mental capacity of a 4 or 5 year old. So I'll always have a 4 or 5 year old, but he's always down to eat. He's always down to dance. He's always down to go out and about. He loves going to the movies, and I take him to the movies all the time. Justin is my kid, man. He's my boy.
There you go.
And even though his mom doesn't want to be married anymore, that's still my son.
Yeah.
And
kid didn't do anything wrong, dude.
He didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
He loves me, dude.
Yeah.
That's my boy, dude.
Yeah, just didn't work out, but the love's still there.
Now, one of the things that he does though is that when he wants to feed the dogs, he feeds them like 10 times more food than they're supposed to get.
Oh man,
he fills their bowl up to like the brim. He gives them like half a gallon of food each, dude.
Jeez,
like 10 cups. I'm like, dude, just two, and he wants to. So anyway, tomorrow I have that meeting tomorrow at 11. So we'll still do the show at 10:15.
Yeah.
But I'll bounce at 11.
Early.
I'll bounce at 11. If you want to keep it going.
Yeah, I'll probably call it early too, because I got my sister-in-law and my nephew in town, dude. So we're going to wind up doing stuff with the family. I know everybody's talking about the boxing that's going to be happening this weekend. I saw that Mario Cavazos is Fernandez. I'll let you guys know, because again, we got family in town this weekend. So we'll see, man. I'll let you guys know.
All right, my man. We'll talk more next week or later on this week about the draft party for our group over here. We'll figure something out. Maybe it's going to be at the Rock. Maybe not. We'll figure that out. Drew Show, Tinka Taco gets no love. I love me some Tinka Taco.
It's all right.
Yeah, all right. There's one by my house.
Yeah.
It's literally across the street from Las Palapas. I go back and forth between the two. Tinka Taco's pretty good, but it doesn't have the variety of Las Palapas. That's the thing. Spernandez will make his announcement. Again, follow him at Real Spurs Spernandez on Twitter. He's going to make his announcement today as to the guest that we're going to have on Friday.
Yep.
Exciting. I'm going to call it a show. Got to
Yes,
get
sir.
to work. Everyone have a fantastic day. Hit the like button on the way out. Thank you for the super chats, by the way. We'll be back tomorrow.
See you boys tomorrow.